Okay, green lovers, it is time for me to plant my very first tomato plant of the season. It is an ananas noir and it is a beautiful tomato and I'm really excited to grow it. It's the first time I'm growing it and I just know it's going to be special. So I'm going to show you exactly how I plant my tomatoes. And when I plant my first tomato plant, that's when the gardening season really kicks off for me. So it's really special. So let me show you what I put in the planting hole to get the best success for my tomato plant. Okay, so I've dug my planting hole. It's probably around a foot or so deep. Now the soil is pretty good. I have been amending it over the course of the winter, but I am going to add a few things to the planting hole. Number one, I'm going to add a handful of organic fertilizer. I'm also going to be adding some gypsum, and it helps prevent things like blossom end rot, which is caused by irregular watering and the inability of the plant to uptake calcium regularly. So I'm also going to be adding my most special ingredient, and that is a beautiful container of worm castings. I'm going to add about a handful in every planting hole. It is chock full of worms, and I know what's in it because I made it myself. And I'm gonna try one thing this year. I had some eggs that were past expiration in my refrigerator and I've been holding on to them because I'm gonna put one egg in every planting hole. Jess from Roots and Refuge does this, so it's gotta be the right thing to do because she's an amazing gardener. So I'm gonna try it this year. Okay, so let's get it all in. A handful of fertilizer, a handful of gypsum, and a scoop of worm castings. Now they all tend to duck down, but you can see the worms. There they are. Get a handful in there, and then what we're going to do is kind of mix it all in just a little bit. And here's my plant, and one of the things that I do is I bury it really deep. So I'm going to be removing all the leaves except this little top flush of growth right here. So starting from here, I'm going to be removing all of the leaves. And yes, this is pretty root bound, but that's okay. Tomatoes do pretty well in spite of being root bound because what's going to happen is it's going to develop roots all along the stem part that I'm burying in the soil. So no worries about it being root bound. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to plant it all the way up to here. And there you go. My first tomato of the season is planted. I'm going to water it in a little bit and we're good to go. Oh, and one last thing before we are done. A kiss for luck and we're on our way. Happy gardening season 2022. Live green and love your greens.